We were ad-libbing there. We were doing.
I was just saying.
We were doing.
I was just saying that would have been a perfect tool. That
Right,
the improv.
for
Move
the-
it over.
for- we were improving.
You were like kind of nodding,
Right.
going, "This is up to you."
This show is all about the improv.
Do you want to borrow
Right?
it?
I also like how you were grating that wooden spoon. The little wood.
Yeah, there's some wood chips on the floor now, but that's okay. We have a man on that.
We'll get to that. It is one of those days, so perfect that we have Crush Improv joining us. Al Connor's always on the show. Great to have you here. And Desiree Warmington, great to have you here as well.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
Okay, so always something on the go with you guys. And so
Yeah.
there's two kind of crazy and fun shows that are kind of coming up. Want to break them down? Because one's Monday and one's next Friday.
So coming up on Monday, we have our regular Bout Time, which is the first Monday of every month. This month makes it a bit more special. It's a food bank charity show. So generally what happens, you have two teams of 3 people playing against each other, and the audience gets to vote using ballots. This year, the voting device is food bank donations. So you can come in with a box full of whatever good non-perishables you can find, and then use those to vote. You can vote as many times as you like. And in the end, there's a food bank representative there who will be bringing everything to the food bank, and everybody wins.
That's pretty cool.
wins, yeah.
I like that. I like the way you guys are doing the voting thing.
Yeah.
Every soup. We want soup. Cups of soup.
Yeah.
Cups of soup. Things of
We'll
bottles
just
of soup.
take some of this
Cans of
and-
soup. That's what. Yeah. And then I can't believe, but you guys are celebrating 5 years.
Yeah, Crush Improv
grown
turns
up.
5 this Friday, which
you
is
all
like
grew up after your university days. Yeah.
five improv years is like 40 regular years, because
Absolutely.
usually comedy groups don't have that much of a lifespan.
longevity.
That's like a summer camp relationship kind
Exactly,
of.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've weathered
The
the
greatest.
winters.
So to celebrate our 5th anniversary, we're inviting some of our favorite performers, some of the people who inspire us. We've got Canadian Comedy Award winners coming from Toronto. We've got artistic directors and improv theater founders. And we're going to put on a big show Friday, December 7th at Academic Hall at the University of Ottawa.
Okay, so Academic Hall is where the big 5-year celebration, the 5th year anniversary, will be held on the
Absolutely,
Friday.
yeah.
And then where will the bout be on the Monday?
Monday is at the Elmdale Tavern, actually, which
Okay.
is a great
It's a fun-
fleeting venue for us right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's the feeding venue. You get them going, and then everyone has fun. So it's always fun when you guys are here to demonstrate the kind of improv that is done. So what's in store for me today?
We want to improvise a story with
Yes.
you,
All right.
Leanne. And there's a few cheat ways to do it. It's not all just making it up. There's a formula you can follow, and we'll tell a story. So
Okay.
basically, all we need to start off is a location, any location for our story. So where do you want to set this story,
Okay,
Leanne?
Manhattan.
In Manhattan?
In Manhattan.
Let's narrow it down. Just specifically in Manhattan, what's a shop or a place?
Okay,
or
Times Square.
Times Square, great. So our story is Times Square in Manhattan. Desiree is going to frame your answers and to transform them into a bit of a narrative. So I'll get you to start off.
As the sun slowly rises over the Manhattan skyline, the constant buzz and blinking lights of Times Square bask all of the thousands of tourists in this eerie bluish glow as they all look up at various screens and bask in all of that busyness.
Great. So the next thing we need to tell a story are 2 characters. We need to know who our story is about. So who would be 2 people we might find in Times Square in Manhattan?
Honey Boo Boo?
Honey Boo Boo and?
Psy.
And Psy from Gangnam Style.
From
Great.
Gangnam Style, okay.
So, great. So I'll throw that over to Des. So,
A little rotund girl full of sass and energy marches her way through Times Square, and as the crowd parts, a handsome Asian gentleman in a bright green suit and a tiny bow tie is cowboying his way up to the Lower East Side.
great. So now that we have Honey Boo Boo and Psy
Right.
in Times Square, something's going to happen. There's going to be a problem or something they need to overcome or some sort of conflict. So what happens between Honey Boo Boo and Psy in Times Square?
See, now I have to be creative here. Now I start to think of things.
Yeah, just
okay.
the first thing that pops in your
It
head.
can be an everyday problem. It doesn't have to.
Honey Boo Boo forgets how to dance.
Great. Okay. So, and of course, Psy doing his trademark,
Right, yeah.
the pony. Great. And Honey Boo Boo can't figure it out. So,
Honey Boo Boo looks up at this pop megastar phenom and quietly mentions, "Oh, I don't remember how to dance. I don't recognize any of your fancy moves."
yeah, great. So now the trickiest part and the part of the story that's going to draw the audience in is we have to raise the stakes. So we have to figure out, why is it so bad that Honey Boo Boo can't dance in the presence of Psy in Times Square? So we got to think, what's at stake? What happens if Honey Boo Boo can't figure out the dance?
Reality television as we know it is cut off.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause,
That doesn't happen. I mean, what are we going to watch,
yeah.
right?
And
Okay.
of course, there's cameras everywhere in Times
Absolutely.
Square all the time. So.
The producer of Honey Boo Boo is aghast at this news because they're merging So You Think You Can Dance with Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, and it fixes all on the fact that she has to rise all the way to the finals. And if she can't dance, they won't get their funding.
Right, of course. So the last part of the story is
Yeah.
we need to come up with a solution. So
And, okay, so let's come up with the solution really quickly because we've run out of time.
I know.
So the solution is that we throw to a commercial
it's a
break.
cliffhanger. It's
Yeah,
a cliffhanger ending.
and just like tight shot on Honey Boo Boo's face, and then it cuts to Sai.
What will happen to reality television?
Maybe it'll die.
Hangs in the balance.